I'm Milt Schoen, and welcome to America Salutes Our Veterans. Today we have Rachael Picardo from Hennepin County Veterans Service as our guest.
Hi.
Welcome, Rachael.
Thank you.
And Rachael, why don't you tell me a little bit about your background, your military history and whatnot?
Sure. So I was in the Minnesota Army National Guard for over 7 years. I was deployed for a year to Kuwait. And then after I got out of the service, I worked for a couple local nonprofits. And then after, I started working for Hennepin County Veterans Services. And I was a human resource specialist in the National Guard, so it sort of transitioned really nicely into working for the Veterans Service Office.
Very good. And I understand that Veterans Service sends a survey to everybody who completes a claim.
Right.
And could you tell me a little bit about some of the findings of those surveys?
Sure. So one thing we noticed is, we rated pretty consistently highly on all of the points except for one major complaint people did have was that our only location was downtown. And a lot of people, either it's a far drive for them or they don't want to deal with parking. There's a lot of issues with only being available downtown. So to address that, we sort of started to work on expanding our suburban regional sites.
Very good. And you've been doing that for several years?
Yes.
So you've got some experience at it?
Yes. We've been at the Ridgedale location in Minnetonka for a while now, and we've recently expanded to the Veep location in Bloomington. That's Volunteers Enlisting the Assistance of People. And we also recently expanded to IOCP, so Interfaith Outreach Community Program in
Plymouth?
Plymouth, yes, sorry.
Okay.
So that the IOCP is going to be sort of where we're expanding most of our services to.
And that's the furthest out?
Yes.
And so there was a desire to hit the western suburbs and the northwestern suburbs?
Exactly. We looked at sort of a map of Hennepin County and tried to figure out where we could be the most useful, where we could get to the most of our veterans and our clients who were seeking our assistance.
And so, as I understand it, that 4 or 5% of the claims are done in the suburbs right now, and
right.
You have a goal of expanding that this
year?
Right.
By the end of this year, we'd like to triple that, and in the future, sort of just keep expanding to meet our clients where they live. Right.
Is IOCP going to be expanding its service beyond this 1 day a week?
Yes. So in July, we're going to be adding another day a week, so that we'll be there a few times a week at least then at IOCP, and then in November we are looking at expanding to another location in suburban Hennepin County.
And that is going to be based on where the demand is. So it could be south, it could be north.
Right. We're going to see how people sort of respond to the regional locations that we have now, and see where there's still a need where we're not out there yet. But yes, west, Eden Prairie are some of the locations that we're thinking of.
Now, the parking at these sites, is there adequate parking?
Absolutely. So that is a major complaint we get about the downtown location, is there's not a lot of parking, or it's difficult to find a parking spot, or you have to pay for parking. But IOCP and Veep have a lot of free parking, big parking lots. It's very easy.
And the way you do the service, as I understand it, it's by appointment. So
correct.
If I were wanting to make an appointment to be served in the suburbs, what number would I call?
You would call our main office, which is 612-348-3300, and our staff there will sort of assess where you live and where you work, what location would be the easiest for you to get to, and so you would be connected with a veteran service representative at that point who would set up that appointment for you. So currently our suburban regional sites are by appointment only.
Okay, very good. And that's how one could access that service. And the big plus is you don't have to drive downtown.
Exactly.
You don't have to find parking. And many people, just the traffic, they don't want to deal with the traffic.
If you're not used to driving downtown, sometimes it's kind of intimidating for people, or we work with a lot of elderly veterans and their families, so it's difficult for them to travel far. If you don't have access to public transportation, sometimes it's a little bit harder to get around downtown. So we are trying to meet our clients where they live and where is most convenient for them.
Right. And has the suburban service been popular with people in Hennepin County?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, not only where people, you know, where they live, but sometimes, you know, if you work in Plymouth, it's really easy for you to get to Plymouth, obviously, then. So it's very easy to take your lunch hour and come and meet us then there. It's a very popular option right now.
Good. And so in terms of the claims that you wind up doing at these locations, what are the various types of veterans claims that you assist people with at these sites?
Sure. We do a multitude of claims, anything from helping veterans enroll at the VA Medical Center to filing for VA compensation for service-connected disability. We work with family members to apply veterans for VA pension, which is a benefit to help pay for some, you know, costs of medical care, a host of different things. We even set up appointments sometimes to just discuss general benefit questions. Really, any questions that they have, we can make an appointment for.
You can resolve that.
Exactly. Yep.
Very good. And do you find that there's much of a difference between the clientele that you see in the government center in downtown Minneapolis versus what you see at our suburban sites?
I mean, there can be. There's a lot of people who work downtown, so sometimes it's easy for them to come to us there. But it's a little bit more relaxed when you get out to the suburban sites. Obviously, it's a little bit nicer. You know, I love the government center, but some of our suburban sites have been, you know, recently built or they're being renovated. So there are some very nice sites out there.
And you get the same service at the suburban sites
Absolutely.
that you do downtown.
Yep, same exact service that you would get, just in a different location.
And so you've got the same IT connections, and you're able to use
correct the same computer system, same everything, same supplies. It's just, you know, again, it's just in a different location, closer to where the client is.
Very good, and so that people can feel assured that they're getting the same type of service at any location. So that's what
exactly.
You're striving
We're not,
for.
you know, it's not like a traveling van type of thing. We all of our offices in Hennepin County at the government center, they're modular. So you can take your computer, the work computer that I use every day at the government center, and when I bring it to the regional service, you know, I have everything that I would have if I was downtown.
And this coincides because being part of Human Services and Public Health Department, and being part of that, there's a big drive to create regional service, and veteran service is part of this, although our footprint's a little different because our customer base tends to be a little further out in Hennepin County.
Right, yeah. So that, and again, that was one of our big issues that we wanted to address, especially looking at those surveys that you mentioned earlier. That seems to be what we see in our specific population. Is there's a lot of people who live further out in the suburbs, and we really wanted to make it as easy as possible for them to get the veterans benefits that they're entitled to. Right,
and then we have certain choke points that on the freeways where it's difficult to get in from Maple Grove,
exactly.
or it's difficult to get in on 394 at certain times, or 169 and 100, it gets backed up. So by having a multitude of choices, that helps. Well, if you were going to leave our viewers with one thought or one idea in our last minute or half minute or so, what would that be?
I guess my main point would be, you know, if you have questions on veteran services, if you call our main office, again, 612-348-3300, that is the main number to go through, and it is located downtown, but we can assist veterans and their families all throughout suburban Hennepin County. We really want to make it as convenient as possible for our clients that we serve, not just what's convenient for us.
And you can help people with both federal and state claims in any veteran service question.
Exactly, yep, and we refer out to a host of community organizations that help with you know, community resources and that sort of thing. But yes, the major claims that we do are we help people file for federal and state claims.
Very good. Well, I want to thank you, Rachel, for appearing on America Salutes Our Veterans, and we hope our viewers have found this show informative. And for America Salutes, this is Milt Schoen, and thank you for watching.